I know everybody's been anxious, as I have been, to replace these piece of shit forks on this piece of shit bike. For those of you that are expecting or wanting a full, in-depth, detailed, step-by-step how to change out these forks, let me tell you this right now. I'm not going to waste your time. Go ahead and hit the thumbs down and move on to another one of my excellent videos, because that's not happening here. If you are mechanically inclined, you can figure this out. For those of y'all that stuck around this long, I will give you a step-by-step instructions on what needs to be done in what order. It is almost freezing here in my garage. Even if I finish today, I cannot take this out for a ride. Look what my riding conditions are. You don't even want to walk on these streets or sidewalks, much less put rubber tires doing 20 miles an hour down these roads. Now that you know my reasoning behind being an asshole, first thing I want to do here is remove the headlight, horn, turn signals if you still got them on. Second thing you want to do, the brakes. They're in our way. Take the caliper and all your brackets off of the fork. Take the lever off of the handlebars. At this point, you might as well undo all the cable organizing on the cables. It's just going to make it that much easier to work things around. Next, take off the wheel. Next thing, there are 2 bolts that hold the handlebar stem to that tube that is coming straight up. Take that off and find a way to support or move or manipulate the handlebars out of your way. At that point, we're going to be down to just the fork. This is what you're looking at, and this is the crown of the frame inside here. Next thing we want to do is, there's 3 bolts on here. Show you the back view. 1, 2, 3. Those clamp onto the stem and the fork tubes. Take that off, remove those bolts, and lift this up off the bike. At this point, if your bike is supported, the forks should start to slide down out of the frame. It's really that easy. At that point, all this is going to slide out. Everything that's inside here, which is going to be your bottom race bearings, should drop down, and anything up here should stay up in the frame. So now you've got the forks off of your bike. That's pretty much it. To put it back on, you reverse the procedure, but there's 2 more things we need to do. We need to get that star nut in here, shove that down in there. Take your new race bearings and get them on here. Now we can start to put this back up into the bike. So on the new forks, same thing. Remove your top triple tree, and you're gonna be left with all this and a tube. Tube's just gonna go slide up into the frame. Then you just reverse the procedure, putting everything back together. Even though this was the rear brake line that I relocated to the front, I'm expecting this still to be a little bit short, considering my forks are gonna be that much longer. I mean, they're really gonna be 2 inches longer at the bottom. So I'm going to need to replace this hydraulic line. Basically, that's it. And then put everything back on. It's not that complicated, but everything we know about juice bikes, and we've learned, no matter what you do on here, you're gonna run into problems and issues that you weren't fully anticipating. That's essentially it. This is the part of the video I really like the best. In YouTube world, we clap our hands and magically, we got new forks on here.
That was easy.
You know, that was actually easier than I expected. Nothing on this bike has been tough to do. There's just so much of it. But man, I wish I'd weighed this before I put it on. Because now that I got this off, first thing I thought was like, wow, that thing is heavy AF. I just weighed this. This thing weighs 10 pounds. And then I started looking at it. Look at that. Your steer tube, your stations, those are metal. This here, that's aluminum. New fork, aluminum, aluminum. and I can't get to the steer tube. Yeah, it's all aluminum. This thing probably weighs a little bit more than half as much as this, I'm thinking. Stay tuned because I'm going to gut this motherfucker. If you're wondering what I did and how I got the new bottom bracket race down on the steering tube, this is my special tool. I drilled a hole that would slip down over the steer tube, and I just hammered the crap out of it. Naturally, I'm doing it down here, top tree's still on, but that's how I seated the bottom brace. Pretty easy, took me a minute. The brake line, I did have to replace it. I still don't like the way it's routed, but I might play with that more. It seriously only takes 2 minutes to screw in some fluid, pump it through up to the top, close it off, and you're done. Now let's see if you can see this right here. This is the air. I think I don't have an air tool, but I think I've got enough room here to get an air filler tube on there. If not, 2 screws, you loosen up the stem, you twist the handlebars enough to get you access down on there, and then you fill it with air, and then you twist it back and tighten it down. That's it, I'm done. Everything's back together, cables are together. I have not even bothered to turn the key and turn on the battery and make sure everything works. I am that confident in my skills where I don't need to do that. Let's go for a test ride. Yeah, I'm not gonna wear a helmet. I'm only going out for that 1.5 miles if I can get it. Okay, full disclosure. We are testing out 3 mods. First mod that I did was the XT60 battery connection in here. The other mod that I did was I adjusted the sensitivity on the brakes out as much so they would be less sensitive as possible. And then we got the new forks. There's a compression, easy compression, just brake on, rocking it forward. brakes only. Oh, I feel so much better. Just that one bump right there makes a huge difference. It's noticeable. Wow. Okay, real quick. That was probably about a 1.5 mile ride we just did. Definitely quieter. I think it feels better. It's tough to say because the road that I did was basically smooth, short of the curb gutter thing I got in my driveway, which I can definitely tell and feel the difference right there, but it's subtle. Should you do this? If you're mechanically inclined and can do this yourself, absolutely, because it's only 200 bucks basically. If you gotta pay someone else to do it, you're gonna have to make that call yourself. Took me about 1.5 hours to do it. But I kind of had everything pre-programmed and had been visualizing doing it, you know, just like the Olympians do, visualizing. I will keep you updated on my rides and anything else that comes up. Before I took off, I set this little red ringer thing. I'm gonna call it 3 3/4 inch. And in millimeters, I don't know what that is. 25, 75, almost 100 millimeters. So the suspension does get used and it's soft, it's nice with the right pressure. What else can I say, man? Stay tuned. If I got more to say, you'll hear it. See ya.